Volume is the measure of the amount of space inside a solid figure. It is measured in cubic units. So for example, inches times inches times inches equals inches cubed, or inches to the third power. Volume is determined by calculating the area of the base and then multiplying by the height of the three-dimensional shape. So the volume formula given on your formula sheet, V equals big B, H. And big B and H touching means they're being multiplied together. Big B stands for the area of the base. So whatever the base is of your 3D shape times the height. The base of the three-dimensional object names the shape. So like a triangular prism, the base would be a triangle, even if it's laying on its side. A prism has two bases, which are parallel to each other. They don't touch. So let's look at some examples together. First, let's name this three-dimensional figure. Here we have a rectangular prism. The base is a rectangle. This is a rectangular prism. The formula for finding the area of a rectangle, area equals base times height. So find the area of the base using base times height because it's a rectangle. So big B equals base times height. Here we have a base of 11 and a height of 5. Notice it's the height of the base, not the height. The height of the base, not the height of the 3D shape in general. So the area of this shaded green part, we have 55 centimeters squared. Now our next step, we have to plug big B into our volume formula. So we have V equals 55 times the height of our three-dimensional shape. Okay, the height of our 3D shape, seen here, is 3. So times 3. Using your calculator or off to the side, get 165. And we did centimeters times centimeters times centimeters, so centimeters to the third power, or centimeters cubed. Our next shape here, we have these little lines indicating that all of these edges are the same length. So this shape would be a cube. First, we're going to shade in the base. If it's a cube, we know all the faces of our cube are squares. So looking at our formula sheet, we have area equals S squared, which is the same as S times itself twice, or S times S. So to find the area of the base, in this example, B is going to be S squared, or S times S. Notice our B is different than in the last problem because our base is a different shape. So B equals 5 times 5. Big B equals 25. Now we need to take the area of that base and we have to plug it in for big B. So we get V equals 25 times the height of our 3D shape, which again, this is a cube, so it would also be 5. We get 125 inches times inches times inches, so inches to the third power, or inches cubed. Our last shape is a triangular prism. So even though it's drawn right now with a rectangle on the bottom, because it's a triangular prism, we know the triangle is actually the base of this shape. So in this case, when we're finding big B, we need to use the area formula for a triangle, half times base times height. So big B here, half times base times height, or sometimes we see it as base times height divided by 2. Big B equals 1/2. So the base of our triangle would be this 8, half times 8, and the height of our triangle would be 6, which we can see from this line here. From here, commutative property says you can do any order you want. I would say half of 8 is 4, and 4 times 6 is 24, so we get B equals 24. We're going to plug that into our volume formula. So V equals 24, big B. Now the height, a common incorrect height to use is this 6. But think about the height. The height is what's getting us from one base to the other base. So the height getting us from one base to the other base is actually this 7 here. So 24 times 7. Again, using your calculators, or if you want to multiply it out, 20, 14, 16, 168 units or centimeters to the 3rd power. Okay? So finding volume of 3D shapes. You find the area of the base and multiply by the height of the 3D shape. You guys try the following problems.